Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chef's Meal, where we talk about whatever and never and everything else in between.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Now, welcome to the Chef's Meal. My name is Casey.
My name is Sean, and we are two chefs going on our lives, one finished plate at a time.
Now we talk about whatever and ever.
And everything in between.
Now, coming at you with the food news. Sean, so I went for the interview Saturday.
Oh boy.
Right? I wanted to save this for the food because it's all in food, right?
Yes.
I don't want to tell you the physical business that I went to, but let's just say that I went to the restaurant. Okay. And I had a trial run.
All right.
Okay.
A stage.
And here's where I had a stage. But let's just say that I don't want to say I was spoiled with my former employer.
Ooh.
However,
Ooh.
there were different processes and different standards that I strive to in a business, and it was, let's just say, lacking in that one.
Okay, so what you say is you did not have a love connection.
I did not, Sean.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to talk trash. I mean,
no
I can
trash,
talk trash.
no trash.
No trash.
No trash, no
right?
trash. We're just going to talk facts.
But let's just say that if this was my restaurant, the former restaurant, and there's mess on the floor, I would get it or somebody else would get it. We would all get to it. Okay. Right? If there are overflowing dishes in said room, we would then go ahead and help out if there's nobody there.
Still doing it to this day.
Right? That's what we do. That is physically what our jobs are. At this location, it's not that they didn't care, but they didn't have the same processes nor a dishwasher downstairs. Okay. It's sinks. So they didn't have the same thing that we had.
Gotcha. The auto loader.
They have the auto loader upstairs, but the single one.
Oh, okay.
It's just the pull down one. And I was just like, the prep cooks are downstairs. I was like, is this how they function? Like, what happens when they need more tools? Like, do they literally go back and forth? And then it irked me that they weren't wearing gloves, Sean. It's just personal preference.
That's real. That's real. Look, I mean, right, in the last episode, we were just talking about the spread of diseases and, corona and the like and the flu. And again, the part of the reason that we don't have issues on that same scale here is because, like, when we're handling food, we use gloves and change them frequently and wash our hands frequently. So, that sucks.
The changing of gloves weren't present. The washing of hands wasn't as frequent. Especially when you switch equipments. And then this is just in the prep room. I wasn't even upstairs yet at the main line. They didn't have sandy buckets down below. And their walk-in was weird. It's like 4 walk-ins, all separated, all weird. Whatever. It is what it is. I didn't feel that I could bring my expertise well enough because I'd feel like I have to change the entire thing. Like, literally. Right? I was interviewing for exec chef.
Okay.
But ask your question though.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say, you kind of just answered it by saying, because I was like, well, were you gonna be brought in a position or function that would have given you the latitude to do that?
I would.
Okay.
I would still be working. They have an area chef, let's just say, and he resides in the city. Okay. And he works, I think. He works in Brooklyn, I think. I just don't know where. But he lives in Queens, so he comes down every Saturday. Cool guy. All right. Most of the recipes are his.
All right, cool.
And they had a recipe kind of guide, but not as detailed. But whatever. So the stage happened as I come in. We kind of watch. We chat. I chat with the actual physical chef that they have. His name was Dan. Cool dude. I forget his last name, so I couldn't really say it. We're talking. They're kind of getting more of the gist of me from the physical chef, and then we're kind of talking back and forth and how he does his processes at the other restaurant that he works in, and he's literally the same as what we do at our current, my former or current restaurant. The numbers, the recipe making, the recipe rollout, etc. Same thing, right? The only difference is he works in a city with other, I'm assuming, distinguished chefs, and there's more, not necessarily flavors, but there's more styles that kind of he gets influenced by. But for me, it's literally just our creativity that drives our recipe menus, kind of, right?
Okay.
Going back and forth. Now the starch happens. I go upstairs. There's another guy there interviewing for the second location because they have a second location. And they were like, don't worry, he's not competing for your position. I was like, I don't care. If he's competing for my position, that's not a big deal. I'm used to it. I actually competed with 4 others before I got with my position, all at one time too. And that's not a big deal. That's completely normal. I go upstairs now on the line, and then it ticked me off. Sean, can you guess what was happening on the line with the food that we absolutely hate in our line with the food?
I mean, there's a lot of things that we don't like to see.
In terms of time, things that come up not in sequence.
Oh, wow. So they have like their fried food just dying while other stuff was just...
I was like, what is going on? So it's a breakfast joint. They get a lot of eggs. They get a lot of stuff.
Sure.
The eggs sat for like 10 minutes. And like 15 minutes. I'm like, it's eggs. It takes 2 seconds. Why is it? Why? why is it sitting there while we're waiting for the other stuff? And then when the other stuff come, I'm like, are we refiring? They're like, yeah, they're refiring. They know. If they knew to begin with, why would they?
Right.
I was there for about 40 minutes upstairs, kind of watching how they do the thing.
Was it?
It's efficient.
Were they cranking? Was it like super busy?
Oh, it's busy. It's a Saturday morning, and it's a brunch spot. There's like, I don't know, maybe 70 covers in the restaurant, full sat, people waiting. When I came in around 12 o'clock, and they're pumping out left and right. But at the same time, Sean, couldn't we just, if it were our restaurant, be like, hey, hold off, literally, right? Hold off on this.
Yeah.
Give me a second. We'll fire it.
Mechanisms in place to kind of make that process happen. Like, again, in the restaurant you and I worked at, like, you and I would physically be managing that stuff in our heads. Like, hey, no, slow that down. Let's do this. But, in the restaurant I work in right now, you got the KDS system that...
Kind of tells you.
Kind of tells you. Yeah, I mean, you still, like, it's still on you to manage those things. Like, I got a perfect example of that. So, for Valentine's Day, we were running a special where it was a baked stuffed lobster that had like king crab meat in it. And I think the KDS system had that at like 14 minutes to cook, but realistically it was more like 18 or 19 minutes. Because the king crab meat is super dense. So like the outside, like the crackers and stuff were like burning before the inside was cooked. And, obviously with the initially we were pulling them out and all the other food was working in concert with that.
Yeah.
But because that timing was off, then you'd start to have other food that was like, takes 2 minutes to cook, dying because we got to refire the lobster to get it cooked. We got to
refire it.
So, you have to be really on it to manage those times or, manage your systems to make sure that everything is coming up at the right time. So, it's as tasty as it possibly can be.
So that's like the main process that I think they were lacking. But at the same time, they didn't have a chef. So that's kind of why they're looking for. But at the same time, their expo, I don't think he's trained. He can expo, but he doesn't know how to expo. There's a science to it. There's a romance to it. Like, I love expoing. It's all about working with each other. The cooks weren't even talking to each other. So...
How many did they have on their hotline?
They had 6 on their hotline. 2, 2, and 2. So it was just fry, grill, egg.
Okay.
Pretty much. What they call it. Oh, 7, because there's a pantry guy on the side. I'll get back to that point in a second. Mm-hmm. So now I do the stage downstairs. They gave me 2 recipes. They wanted me to make. They wanted to see if I can follow a recipe. Not a big deal.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and do it. But I'm flying blind because I don't know where the hell everything is.
Right.
They kind of want to see you in your thing. But at the same time, they weren't really monitoring me unless they had screens.
Right.
So they couldn't. I don't know how that whole function worked. But whatever. I put it together. I started doing my thing. And then, Sean, it dawned on me. This is not our restaurant. So I didn't have my knives. Everybody brought their tools, and I'm like, "Oh my god,
right.
is this happening right now? I don't have my tool. I don't have my tools. Like I left it at home because I was just so used
to having like a professional like Mercer knife.
Yeah,
suite.
Like
not even a kit, like a suite of the tools just at your disposal. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day too, because I was cleaning up my kitchen, and my knife kit like I don't even keep it in the car.
Mm-hmm. Like I should just keep it in the car.
Yeah,
like,
I should just have it just in case. Just because I take for granted that all the tools that we have available to us.
I keep forgetting, Sean. I was like, oh my god, it happened. So I asked, it's like, hey, do you guys have like? I just need a chef's knife. It doesn't matter what it is. I just need a knife to kind of do the job. And the chef, he was like, well, I have a prep knife. You can use mine. I was like, oh damn, that just happened. I had to use this prep knife. It's not bad, but at the same time, I didn't want to use his knife.
Sure.
I made a curried soup.
Okay.
Lentil soup. That took forever. It was like 85 ingredients. Roughly took me 45 minutes because I had to make an 18-quart batch. So it was like a big rondo, the tall rondo.
Sure.
Cooked that. Came out phenomenal. However, the seasoning, to my taste, it could go a little more spicy, but they add spice
when
like
they're
heat spice
when they're reducing it to serve.
Yeah,
okay.
When reducing it to serve, and they add a pepper oil on top to give it the kick. Otherwise, I would have made it already. But I get the whole process.
Yeah.
But the physical recipe was bland to begin with, so I had to add a lot of salt and pepper to kind of give the taste, and I hate doing that. Only because. Yes, it's good because you can kind of gauge, but at the same time, they wanted to make. Well, I had to make veggie stock too, which took like 30 minutes altogether. Literally all scratch, which not a big deal. Once that's all made, I brought them in. I served them bowls. Cool. That was the first one. The second one, I had to make a steak chimichurri kind of dish.
Okay.
Pretty decent, not too bad. They're like, there's a hanger steak in the walk-in. Go ahead and break it down, etc. We'll watch you. Again, nobody was watching.
Right.
At the same time, I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm paying attention to what everybody else is doing, just to see how they all work together. And again, Sean, it irked me. It was the no gloves, no washing hands. And for me, I felt like I had to wash my hands 3 times more in that physical kitchen because they're not washing their hands. Right. So I was just like,
I can't touch you.
I can't do this. Like that's what's going in my head. Obviously, I'm not gonna say it.
Right.
I make the dish. They're missing some items I couldn't find in the walk-in and actually didn't come. So that granted into my favor.
Okay.
So after all said and done, I don't think I have photos right now. I would absolutely show you how it happened. The soup turned out, from what they said, after I was in the office, I spoke with the general manager, the owner, and the chef. Like, that's as close to the recipe as it had become. So congrats on that one. I was like, that's not bad. Thank you. The chimichurri steak thing, they were like, oh, it's okay. I was like, I get it.
Okay.
What was wrong with it?
But you were missing ingredients for it, though. Okay.
I was missing ingredients. I had to use their chimichurri, kind of. I didn't like it. It was too chunky. And it wasn't like typical Spanish chimichurri. This is Americanized, so it doesn't have like, the red onions that just kind of got glazed into the acid to kind of give it that bite, which I absolutely dig on chimichurris, or the fresh little parsley and cilantro that goes on top of it that you gotta mix. None of that was present. I followed to recipe to suit, right? And I even made a floret of the avocado because it was missing stuff. So I wanted to add to it. That's what I presented. They were like, okay. I was like, all right. But the chef goes, the rice was perfectly seasoned. The steak was perfectly seasoned. It just didn't all work together. And in my head, it was like, well, it's kind of your recipe and you're kind of missing stuff. However, I absolutely did not say that. I was like, okay,
sure.
I think we can do better. And then I told them, I was like, I portioned out the steaks. And Sean, I was the only one portioning. I portioned out the steaks. I labeled them. Everything was written. And that was the other thing too. On the second walk-in where the prep stuff is, there's no labels, bro. Absolutely no labels. Again, they're looking for a chef to kind of do this.
Right. Button up all those.
Button up all the things. And it was just, I don't want to say overwhelming, but at the same time, it was underwhelming and I didn't like it. And that's kind of the main thing for me. And then second, as I kind of wrap up the whole story, I had to pay $12 in parking, which I didn't like to begin with. And I had to pay, I know you do this on a daily, but it was like $6 in tolls.
I wish I only paid $6 in tolls.
Right, yeah, I know you wish you only paid $6 in tolls. But I was like, do I want to do this?
Sure.
I sat in my car. I was like, I added the numbers because we're good with numbers. That's what we do in the daily. I was like, it would cost me on average $300 and something a month just to park, right, my car in the same vicinity.
Right.
And then roughly another $120 on tolls alone monthly.
Sure.
Is that enough to keep me in that location? And it's like 37 minutes away if I didn't do the tolls, like if I just kind of went around it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think so. I know you. That's what I mentioned it too because I know you're putting in a lot of hours on your commute to begin with.
I was
like, I don't want that.
I make that call all the time, because
it's rough.
It's
you
either
have an hour and 40.
12, door to door. I mean, it's only longer because of like childcare. Like I drive out the way to drop the baby off and then head to work. Yeah. But if I were to go there door to door, it's like an hour and 15 minutes, an hour, the quickest. Like and then
traffic, an hour.
12 or $18 in tolls, depending on how I go, plus gas.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, you factor that in all the time. It's like, it's not cheap. It's just like, it's not cheap. And, part of what makes it a bit bearable is, I like the people that I work alongside. It's the same way like when I was working with you. Like I liked working with you guys, so that like I could offset some of that cost in my head. It's like, I might be working with people that I don't specifically like, and even if my commute is 5 minutes, and that's the case, whether that's it's gonna suck. But nah, man, those are very real costs. No,
it's real cost,
right? Real cost in your time, and I think we talked about that too. It's like my commute is an hour. Each way. So yeah, like there's a lot of time you lose there too. So
yeah. And I mentioned that to him at the not exit interview, but at the latter half. So remember how I was explaining about the line upstairs?
Yes.
I mentioned to him from perspective of someone who was just viewing the place because I was there for 4 hours. For about 4 hours, this is what I noticed. Here's where you can literally improve on today. Right. Today, set these practices. These people will be better with themselves. And also, I caught a guy touch chicken on the line and didn't wash his hands. I stopped it. I stopped it completely. Now, granted, I didn't yell, and it was a slower time. Yeah. I was like, hey, can just wash your hands. Just don't touch anything else. Like no gloves too. Just on the line, touched it, put it on the grill. I completely get it. You're swamped. Sure. But that doesn't mean that you can't wash your hands.
Sure.
Like you're infecting everything else that you're touching. So now I got irked. At the exit, let's say interview, at the exit, why I keep saying interview, at the last half of the interview process. We're all in the office. I also mentioned, I brought up the numbers also, right? And he was like, well, if Jacques Pepin was in a city, would you go to his restaurant and train under him? Absolutely. But I prioritize my time more than to whoever fancy chef is over there. Sure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to prioritize that over my own time just because I could work on it. It's whatever for me. I'd rather my time with my family and my goals, which is, to get a house eventually. And that is like, that limits my my goal achieving, because now I have to set funds for XYZ when I can get rid of XYZ and just focus on what I need. And I was trying to explain that, like, he wasn't, when I say he, the owner, he wasn't necessarily understanding nor couldn't wrap his head around that. But the chef beside me, he kind of understood it, and he lives in Queens, and he just kind of, yeah, no, that makes sense. So after the whole thing, I got paid. I wasn't expecting to get paid.
Oh, that's cool.
They gave me cash, which is cool. I was like, this is kind of nice. This offsets my tolls a little bit.
Right.
And then I texted her. I was like, yo, boy got paid. Oh, snap. She's like, oh, snap, let's go out. I'm like, I got you, babe. So we went out to an Indian restaurant that night. So that's what happened on the Saturday. It was a pretty good experience.
Yeah, man.
I'm not coming back. And I'm glad they didn't offer me a job right there. They were like, we'll get back to you in like a week or so. Perfect. Because I don't want to tell you guys that I don't want it.
It's going to be a no for me, dog.
Like, I would tell them, like, literally on their face, but not the same. I don't know. You know what? I probably would just tell them, because it's...
Yeah, man. Why waste everyone's time? It's like, yeah, man, this ain't going to be a good fit. It's got to be a love connection.
It's like it's like your ex, right? It's not working, babe. I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
But can we just work on it? Can we just
get sometimes you can't. Sometimes, it is. It just is what it is. You
just got to cut it off. I'm the type of person who's just like, nope, out.
Gotta go.
Right? Gotta go. Now let's bring it into the Mon Chouchou News, where you get the best food news in the business.
That's it. I don't know what could be better than your stage story.
Here at Chef Salty Pork, I just want to bring you the not the weird news, but the food that is happening around here in the U.S. When I say around here in the U.S., I actually don't know where in the U.S. it's happening, but it's happening
somewhere.
Okay, so let's see it. Apparently, people at the drive-thru, for everyone that's kind of listening, we are on video format. I keep forgetting to say this, Sean. I'm going to put this into our little read. We are in video format, so Sean and I are watching the screen live, and we see everything on the desktop. That's why we always link the YouTube channel. But anyway, this article says so apparently people at the drive-thru can watch and order. This TikTok account proves it. So it's a Starbucks company. It's a Starbucks. I'm assuming. It's a Starbucks drive-thru. That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
And this person sings to the patron their order. So it went viral apparently on TikTok. What the hell is a TikTok, Sean? Do you have a TikTok?
I do not have a TikTok. It is it's like the new Vine.
How old do you feel right now?
I don't. You know what? Honestly, I don't. I mean, I know. I'm getting up there. I'm washed, and I'm fine with that. Like,
no, me too.
Not everything's gotta be for me. I understand.
True.
Like, at some point, like, I'm just gonna take a little break from all the stuff, and then by the time Brooke is old enough to start using it, that's when I'll focus back. I'll get right back on it. I'm gonna have a TikTok. I'm gonna have a burner. I'm gonna have a burner account. All of that.
Oh, okay, let's read this. TikTok has officially gone from an app for the youths to my new obsession. This is the person that wrote the article. I truly learn something new from it every day, and people are just so silly. It is the new Vine. I absolutely love it. Recently, I and many other people on the web learned that drive-thru employees can watch you while you order. I knew this. Mm-hmm. You probably knew this.
Yeah, I figured that there would have to be some sort of like camera mechanism.
Yep. Oh, and it's just it's just so funny how people are just like, what? They can watch us? Yeah, when you make
There's
faces.
cameras everywhere, guys.
Yeah, when you make faces.
Like everywhere.
When you're half naked, when you're doing something, lewd?
Yeah, man.
LEWD?
I mean,
don't
right.
do it.
If
they can see
you can look right inside your car and see all the coffee cups from competing businesses that you stopped at. So don't be pulling up to the Starbucks with your Dunkin' Donuts cup. Like they don't know.
They know.
They totally know. They know. We all know.
So for people that do not know, let this be a revelation to you. TikTok user XOXO Kisses Brit.
Yeah, hugs and kisses Brit.
BRI triple T posted her first video on February 14th, and the video has now 625,000 likes and 2,000 comments. Because apparently you can see it, and she posted the whole thing, and then she was singing to said customer of the order, which is kind of cool. I mean, I kind of do that to Caitlin, and that annoys the hell out of her. Look,
I feel like make your job fun.
Yeah,
you work in a drive-through, make it fun. Make it fun.
I dig it. Shout out to Hugs and Kisses Brit.
That's it.
I dig you. If you were working for my establishment, keep on doing what you're doing. Give joy to the customers. That's
if you got some bars, we're gonna get you on a Masked Singer.
That is what we do in the service industry. We're there to provide them, or when I say them, the customers, utmost joy to come back to our location. So that was pretty cool of them. Birthday cake Kit Kats are officially hitting stores this April. Sean, are you an avid fan of the Kit Kat?
I was. Actually, when I was little, Kit Kats were my favorite candy.
Yeah.
There was so I used to go to this school called the Magic Kingdom. And there was a corner store, a little bodega right across the street. So my mom would pick me up, and we wouldn't go in there every day, but every once in a while we would go in there, and I would get a Kit Kat. And then a few blocks down was a supermarket, so maybe we do a little shopping. And then right next door was a pizza store, so maybe get a slice of pizza. Boom. Yeah, it wouldn't not every time, but man, I used to love Kit Kats because of that. It was a great candy because like you could snap a piece. I think it came like 4 to a pack.
Yeah,
so you could snap a piece off, and then you could freeze it or put it in the refrigerator and keep it nice and cool, and then have a snack for later. So shout out I haven't had a Kit Kat forever.
I haven't had a Kit Kat.
Shout out to the Kit Kat. I might have to try this birthday cake.
Yo, birthday cake. So for people that are not watching, literally like a confetti cake is what they have on a Kit Kat wrapper. It's white. It has a light blue background, and it's modeled after the confetti cake. I'm assuming it's the same flavor as confetti cake.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Did you know also in Japanese how we pronounce Kit Kat?
How do you pronounce it?
It's just Kit Kato.
Oh, well then.
It's the same thing. They just added their phrasing to it. Kit Kat has been truly blessing us with some exciting new flavors in recent months. We had raspberry cream for Valentine's Day. I remember this. We actually covered it. And we're eagerly anticipating the release of Lemon Crisp. But now it looks like we can expect birthday cake Kit Kats to hit shelves in just a few months. So I'm assuming, I don't know, June-ish, this will be out. I dig it. I'm not too crazy of it. Can we... Oh, there we go. It gives you the thing. It's literally a confetti.
Yeah, that's a bad picture.
That's a... The lighting isn't as
Yeah, the lighting is very, very, very flat. So it makes it look congealed and
I mean, it's
old.
Congealed, Sean. How does this make you feel? This makes me feel weird.
It does not look appetizing in the way that it probably should.
It should be more white.
Again, you're the photographer between us, but I just feel like the light is not bouncing off of that food in the way that...
It's not. This is not a good rendition. They use
shame on you, junk food.
Right. They use a non-matted surface, and it's not white enough. So this is not popping as it should. on this.
Right, the contrast is not good against the background.
But hey, look at this post. OMG, Sean.
OMG.
So yeah, these are the real deal, said junk food leaks. So wait for that in stores. Not too crazy about it. Let's move on. You can eat like the Queen of Hearts at the Disney. Okay, I just want to say, Disney keeps on innovating.
They got that
with
fire.
like,
look at that.
With like every week, we always cover it.
Is that what is the one on the left?
So check this out.
That looks amazing. You
can eat like the Queen of Hearts at the Disney Villains after hour. Oh, this is for adults. So I'm assuming they modeled it after Disney princesses from the two things. So let's read it out real quick. There are two types of people: those who love the Disney princesses and those who related more to the Disney villains. If you're a member of the latter group, you should be delighted to know that Disney World is hosting Disney Villains After Hours events that are available on select nights from now through July. Sean, we need to go to Florida, bro.
I think so, man.
Right? Not only that, but there's so many villain-themed foods to eat while you're there. So the left photo that Sean was referring to, it looks like it's a flower.
Yeah, it's definitely a rose.
On like
Snow White?
I'm saying like probably Snow White, right? It looks like it's piped. And then the photo on the right is a lollipop popsicle cake.
Yeah, like it's a cake pop. Like a shape in a heart, and it looks amazing. See, they should have got whoever took that photo to take the Kit Kat photo. Like there's like the right amount of bokeh in the background, right? The cake pop is in focus. The contrast with the everything is perfect. Like it looks good. It just makes you want to. I don't even like cake pops, but
I don't like cake pops. But this one suits your fancy. Yeah.
You couldn't not offer me that.
Oh, here we go. So the beautifully, where is it? We already informed you about the beautiful Ursula-inspired floats and chocolate cupcake tentacles, but some other sweet shoes from our Alice in Wonderland and Hercules. Those are the two. So this one is after Alice in Wonderland when they were having tea time. That little scene. So this is what that image is, the one on the left with the flower on a little plate. Really freaking cool looking. What the hell?
What is that?
Is this? Hold on. We didn't scroll far down enough, Sean.
That buffalo chicken, celery, and fiery cheese dust, and a spicy ranch drizzle, and a black hot dog bun. That looks... the Kit Kat people got to call the Disney photographers. Everything is right about that photo.
Yeah.
Everything is right. Like they got the black hot dog bun contrasted with like the white table or tablecloth. That red fiery cheese dust looks like a fish roll. That looks so good.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It's called the Hades hot dog.
The Hades hot dog. Yo, man, we about to
looks good.
Get a Southwest flight from Spirit Air down to the Disney park.
Bring us back down that way. I'd mess this hot dog up in a second.
Yeah,
you can get a black hot dog by food coloring or squid ink. It's one of the two. It's the only thing that will turn it black. Squid ink.
I'd be a villain to everyone in line behind me because there would be none left.
We'll get like 2 of these and then call it a day. It looks good. Buffalo chicken, celery, fire. I'm assuming this Cheetos. I think
that's got to be the cheese dust. It again. Oh, sometimes it's all about how you present it, right?
Yeah.
With a
if we had this in our menu, I'd freaking order it.
I'm about to make one of those today.
Yeah, freak, do it, dude.
All day.
Send me a picture.
Today. Well, yeah, I'm gonna. the bun's not gonna be black. I might have to burn it.
You can probably do everything else though.
Everything else, I think I could pull off right now.
All right, you know what? We're gonna save this one for last. That's actually my favorite one out of the bunch. So again, Chipotle, breaking news, is offering hockey fans this week. I'm assuming a BOGO deal, buy one get one. Nice. On burritos this week, so you can feed your whole team. This is by Kristen Salaki. Everyone knows that the best part of sports is food, from stadium eats to Super Bowl parties. It's all about the snacks. But Chipotle has gotten a memo Apparently, because the chain is offering hockey fans a BOGO deal just for rocking a jersey or a hockey jersey this week. So if you want to, I'm assuming, what's that say? What did they say? For participating stores only?
Yes.
On their commercials, don't show up to a freaking Chipotle if they're not present. They're like, I'm supposed to get a free burrito.
Yeah, I'm wearing a jersey. They're like, it's the Mighty Ducks.
Check your, oh my God, Mighty Ducks one. Check your local listings. Make sure this is efficient. But currently, for participating stores, Chipotle will give you a buy one, get one for wearing a hockey jersey. This is kind of cool though. I dig it. And I think a current bowl is $8, right? A burrito?
Yeah.
Chipotle, I think average. I love Chipotle. I dig Chipotle. Chipotle hit me up. Next one, Sean, I think you'll like this one. This woman posted a video of herself taking a bath.
Okay, remember Cheetos. What I said about good pictures and bad pictures? That is a terrible picture. That is disgusting. This lady's in a bathtub full of flaming hot Cheetos, and it looks like she's covered in radioactive worms.
What is going on right now?
I don't know,
This is posted in Twitter. Look, Twitter.com is a crazy place, as we all know, where the best memes and jokes are often born.
I think we actually just found out how the coronavirus was started.
No,
that is ridiculous.
Twitter gives us something terrible. Kiwi pizza, for example. I remember this, the kiwi pizza. Oh my God, which I was still reeling from until I saw a horrifying tweet on my timeline that as well of a woman bathing in hot Cheetos. So for perspective purposes, for people that are not on video format, the picture on the left is the hot Cheetos, flaming hot Cheetos. Amazing, I love it. The photo to the right, I'm assuming, is the Twitter photo that took it from their camera phone of this woman bathing in a full bath of hot Cheetos, and it's not appealing.
Yeah, it looks like a horror movie.
It looks like worms.
We got to do better, people. Like, we have to do better. We just have to.
Oh my goodness. The user, if you guys want to check this out on Twitter.
Oh my God, so needed this after this stressful day.
The Twitter user is Spooky Nugget. The O's are number zeros. Spooky Nugget posted a short video clip with a caption, needed this after a stressful day, shows her legs in a bathtub that is presumably full of, oh my God, that's right. We don't know what the hell's in it. Presumably full of water, but also hot Cheetos.
It's also full of a lady who would bathe in a bath of hot Cheetos.
Oh. This probably took, okay, let's put some math, Sean. If we were to go to Costco and got those packets from Cheetos, because I think it's like 8 ounces per pack rate, and you can get it for like $8 or a pack of 20 or whatever. How many of those packets would you think to fill a whole bathtub filled with hot Cheetos? Sean is in disarray right now.
I'm amazed because I'm just thinking about, all right, what's the volume of that bathtub? Yeah, does she offset it with some sort of water? Like, it looks like there's definitely water. There's water in there because, like, I'm looking at how wet. Like the Cheeto, she's got like hot, crunchy Cheeto juice on her leg.
It's kind of
So let's assume it's mostly water, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna say plus or minus 30 bags of Cheetos just to get at least enough surface area to stage this photo.
To cover,
because we don't know if it necessarily has to cover her entire body, but at least her legs
covered from here down.
Yeah, and we don't know how tall she is.
Ooh, that's
but I'm assuming tall enough because her legs are perched up.
Or maybe she perched it leaning back. Yeah, she might have been like this.
Yeah, her back could be arched. I'm going with plus or minus 30 bags because I'm thinking, all right, like, look, realistically, you're going, all right, I really want to pull off this thing for the gram. So you go into Costco and you buy 2 or 3 like bulk packs of flaming hot Cheetos. So whatever, I'm going with less than 100.
Okay.
Less than 100 bags.
I was gonna say at least three of those bundle packs.
3 of those bulk packs. So if each one comes with 20, then 60.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming also this person probably likes to eat flaming hot Cheetos, so they didn't use all of them.
Yeah.
Still very.
She's probably eating Cheetos right now as she's taking a picture. She's like, "Oh my god, yes, Cheetos, yes." Let me take a photo.
At the clinic, dealing with whatever happens when you get Cheeto dust in your nethers.
I mean, who are we to judge though, Sean? Right?
I'm gonna judge. I'm me, and I'm judging.
Look, they said it too. We didn't even scroll past down before. I have so many questions. How many Costco-sized bags of hot Cheetos are in there? So they had the same kind of thought as we were. But I would, as of right now, the tweet has 87,000 likes.
$150 worth of hot Cheeto bags. And she used a strainer to take this. That's a lot of work for...
That's a lot of work for a bathtub. That's not really...
The only way I could see it is if, like, I don't know, General Mills or whoever makes hot Cheetos Nabisco or Lay's reaches out to her.
Snack. But I like them quite a bit.
I bet you do, Spooky Nugget. You weirdo. You weirdo. I'm totally judging you.
Spooky this Nuggets.
Right. This is a judgment zone.
That's all I gotta say.
This is a judgment zone. What
are some fries. Now, for the last food news, the Hot Ones game show premieres tonight, February 18th. If you are a fan of the show like I am, I love this guy. So Sean, his name is also Sean. Sean does interview style whilst eating spicy chicken that's drenched in hot sauce and incremental heat. Heat. Right? Yeah, heat.
Yeah, they're going up the Scoville scale.
Thank you. That's what I meant. And they kind of have the interview style like that. So he's bringing this. He's finally got, I mean, granted, he's been on YouTube for like 10 years. Now he's getting a physical, or I'm assuming they shot now his
like
own show.
Game show.
Which is big ups to him, man. Well deserved. I'm assuming he's still going to do this for like the celebrities. Because I don't think he's going to have celebrities on the show, on the main show rather. But on his YouTube channel, I think he's still going to do it just to get the people back into it. Because I'm assuming he's not going to shut down the YouTube channel. That's what he's been doing for so long. But finally, a big shout out to Sean and the whole production. The program is aptly titled Hot Ones, the game show. And it's pretty different from its online counterpart. It's still hosted by the First We Feast, I think that's his company, Sean Evans. But instead of him sitting in a minimalist room, he'll be at the helm of a giant game show, set complete with huge flames, casual. Another thing to note, he won't be eating the wings along with his contestants this time. He's just there to host the show while the contestants are eating the wings. So I'm excited. This airs tonight. So actually aired yesterday, should I say. I'm gonna rewatch the show. Look at these. Look at those tears of joy.
This lady's like crying her mascara off. That guy does not look happy. He's like,
This is so hot. Can't do it. No. That was really cool. I truly appreciate people who have been putting in the work and finally getting into themselves. However, wildly successful to begin with, his YouTube channel on the Hot Ones platform whilst eating chicken wings. You can watch all his stuff. There's not a sponsored video. But other than that, that is the food news. Thank you. Yeah. Hopefully that gives you all the joy and gives you up to date. Now, I am mentioning this. Daylight savings time begin March 8th. Okay.
Yes.
This is where we moved the time forward a little bit by an hour, and then March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So obviously we're going to lead with that. For the next stories, we're going to come up with some holiday festivities. I don't think I have any green though. I think my wife does. I might wear one of her shirts. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you should pull that off. I'm pretty sure I got a Celtics jersey somewhere around here.
Shout I don't have my Celtics jerseys anymore. I sold them out, but I'll find something green. How's that? to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I think I'm pretty sure my wife has like the hats or whatever, or the Kiss Me I'm Irish because she is part Irish. But other than that, not too crazy. Head on over to Chef Salty Pork Podcast on YouTube to check this episode out. You can check Sean over there at MetroCardX on Twitter. Make sure you hit him up. And then any other questions on Ask Chef Salty on Gmail. Make sure that you are subscribed and tuned into our show. We release every Tuesday and Thursday. Try to at least. But other than that, Sean, you want to hit him with a final say? I was gonna say.
Yeah. Else. All right, I'm gonna use this time to throw a very, very big shout out to Lola Falana. Rest in peace. That was our family cat. She's been with the family for, or at least with my wife for about 12 years, and in my life for the last 5. And she happened to pass away on Valentine's Day. It was very, very heartbreaking. Hopefully, young Lola, you lived a good life. And, I hope you're off to the big can of bodega tuna fish in the sky. We miss you. We love you. And, if all things work out, we'll probably see you sometime again. All right. So peace out, Lola Falana.
Peace out. I didn't realize she was that old. Wow.
Yeah. She has some years on her, man. And again, it's like crazy. When I was like looking through the pictures that I have, which only go back like 4 or 5 years of the cat, like you could see her getting older, and in the last couple of months since we moved, you could see her slowing down a little bit, still spry, but not as spry as she used to be, and she's old and she lived a life, so, to everyone, spend those times with, your friends and family, your pets, relish them, because you got the time you got. So rest in peace, Lola Falana.
And on that, guys.
Peace out, Internet.